Hi everybody, it's Julia, your trusted travel expert from Matheson Travel, helping you find that je ne sais quoi wherever you are in the world. And I thought about the fact that last year this time I did a post about how summer is almost over, school is starting, and I gave you some ideas for some kind of weekend or in your backyard trips to do with your kids when you're in school. But not all of us have kids like me, and so the next couple of months really are a wealth of opportunities for travel. And, some are high season, some are shoulder season. It really depends on where you're thinking about going, but I just wanted to throw out some ideas to help get your juices flowing as it may be. So, as summer is winding down, some of us maybe still want to get our beach time in. Last week, I talked about different beach ideas and different requirements. But the thing about September, October in the Caribbean, for example, is that's really shoulder season because it's not that the weather is getting bad, it's that the weather could be really bad in that it's hurricane season. But that's not really that big of a deal, in my opinion. You just make sure you have travel insurance, which you always should have. And therefore, if a hurricane comes right before your trip or looks like it's threatening right before your trip, you can cancel without penalty as long as you get the cancel for any reason coverage. So the Caribbean during sort of September, October is a really good idea because it's less crowded. There aren't, all the hundreds of thousands of families down there unless you happen to pick fall break. So you want to be careful with your dates. And the prices are usually a little bit lower. So less crowds, less money. As long as there's no hurricane rolling in, it's a really good time to go. The other really great thing to do in the sort of fall months, again, September, October timeframe, are wine countries. And this is really across the board, at least in the northern hemisphere. I say that because a friend of mine was just visiting some vineyards in Chile that were making me swoon. I've got to get down to Chile and see their gorgeous Andes mountain covered, snow-covered mountains behind vines. It was absolutely gorgeous. But if you're talking about the northern hemisphere, for example, Napa and Sonoma counties outside of San Francisco, September and October is the absolute best time to go. Europe, again, it'll be a little bit more shoulder season, especially moving into October. But September, and early October is a beautiful time to be in wine country in either France or Spain or Italy or parts of southern Germany. Might be getting a little chilly in northern Germany and getting into October, but so those are a couple options. The third one, before I forget, obviously if you think fall, if you're from the East Coast at least, you think about the changing colors of the leaves. And the whole eastern part of the U.S. seaboard and eastern Canada, especially northern U.S. and Vermont and New Hampshire and stuff, obviously the leaves changing, fall colors is hugely popular. It's absolutely high season. And that is also tricky because you never quite know with the weather when it's going to be peak leaves or not. But pretty much anytime you go in the fall, it'll be beautiful with the reds and the yellows and oranges. And it's just, if you've never seen it, the rolling mountain hills covered in trees in all different colors, it really is spectacular. I grew up with it in the South. Where I am, so I didn't really realize how special it is for people who aren't from this area. So if you're not from the East Coast, the fall is really a great time to maybe look at, the Hudson River Valley or Eastern Canada or even just, Maine and Vermont and New Hampshire and that kind of a thing. But you need to go ahead and book that soon because it is really popular. Like I said, that's really high season, just like in Napa and Sonoma counties. September, October is really high season for that. So, but if you're not really into any of those and you're already thinking forward to winter or holiday travel, then you're really, there's all kinds of options. I mean, if you're thinking holiday travel, one of the coolest things, and I mentioned it a time or two, and that's river cruises. And that's through the Christmas markets, especially in the Germanic countries. They have all these really cute Christmas markets in their main town squares. So you've got some gorgeous building, all begarlanded up and stuff, and then a really cute market with handmade crafts and mulled wine and all kinds of stuff. I actually have never been to the Christmas markets, and I'm dying to. So maybe next year for that one, but for me. But there is still time if you want to do it for this winter. And again, anytime from Thanksgiving to Christmas, those run and they're really, really cool and there is still space. Something to think about for Christmas and beyond, but probably more into the next year, would be potentially ski vacations. And I say, Christmas and beyond because especially the last couple of years, the snow quality, at least in North America, and I think Europe too, though, hasn't been so great. Again, this is Northern Hemisphere that I'm talking about. It hasn't been so great in early December. So if you're thinking about a ski vacation, a holiday is a really cool time. I know my family did a holiday ski vacation one time that was really fun. But if you're not worried about kids and school vacations, then January is the perfect time for a big friends ski vacation. So those are just a couple ideas for travel opportunities for those of us not bound by school vacation times in the next couple of months. And obviously, I just thought of another one just right now, is you could go to the Southern Hemisphere. We're all watching Rio right now, and it's so beautiful. Watching the Olympics is really making me want to go down to Rio, and you see how beautiful the weather is there. It's really temperate right now. So, our fall is their spring. It's a really good time to go down to South America, Argentina, Brazil, or even to, Australia and Southeast Asia. I know I'm trying to get back to Southeast Asia myself in December, November, December timeframe. So that's some even more kind of exotic, far-flung ideas for you. So hopefully that gave you some inspiration to plan a trip for the next couple of months. That's it for this week, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye.